had an opportunity after court to meet with Mr. Bundy for a few minutes. I spoke with him. He doesn't have a written message today. He asked me to summarize a few things. But first, Ms. Casey is going to just explain what happened in the pretrial detention hearing today, just to kind of follow what the background is on what was going on this Friday.
Thank you. I'm Mr. Arnold's co-counsel for Mr. Bundy. What Mr. Bundy wants to express about this hearing is that we respect the decision, we respect the judge, and we respect this process. This is the first step in this process. We intend to appeal the judge's decision today, but that does not mean that we don't respect what happened and that he does not respect her order. When she ordered him back into federal custody, he went and he did so respectfully. His message remains exactly what he told the judge today, that he still is pleading with those in the refuge to go home.
As Mr. Bundy expressed at the hearing, he actually got to speak to the judge himself. He reiterated some of his viewpoints on the situation, and he also expressed that he is a Federalist. He sees the place and the role for federal government, and therefore respects the role of the court in this process. Now, to emphasize the respect that he has for the court and respect for the process, he has asked me to continue to address those that remain at the facility and let them know that he still wishes them to go home. There's been we made some attempts this morning to make some contact with the folks that are still there. There was some media reports as well as some back channel reports to me that they don't believe that Mr. Bundy is asking them to go home because they haven't heard it from his own mouth. And being that this is a federal courthouse and we can't get cameras in the courtroom, they still haven't heard it from his own mouth. Although all of you are going to be able to convey that message, and hopefully they will be able to trust that because of the relationships that they've already established with you all at the refuge. However, this morning I reached out to some back channels to attempt to negotiate some contact with them, and it didn't go anywhere. What we feared, and what Mr. Bundy feared, was that they would become more entrenched if they learned that he wasn't being released. And I haven't been able to follow up on the media yet, but I received several text messages from those in the media that reported to me that they are now saying that they're not going to leave the refuge because he was not released. That is a horrible idea. The process is working. This was the first step. There's going to be an appeal of this on Tuesday at 10 a.m. and another judge will be hearing the case here at the courthouse. So rest assured the process is working. I was attempting to get a message to them before the court proceeding because I anticipated that this may be their response. I contacted the U.S. Attorney's Office and asked if they could facilitate me taking a short video clip of my client, Mr. Ammon Bundy, stating and expressing the urgency for them to leave the facility. Not out of self-interest for a release hearing, but because we were worried that they would find a loss of hope in the fact that it wasn't a release. But there was some release decisions made today. They were stayed for 3 defendants pending Tuesday's hearing. So there is a process that's working. I also contacted the U.S. Marshal Service and asked for permission. It's their facility. They're a very welcoming, warm group of individuals and a real pleasure to work with. And I asked for permission to be able to videotape just with my cell phone, just a couple of seconds of him expressing it in his own words. And they told me to contact the U.S. Attorney's Office, which I already had. So we weren't able to get that done. And we tried again after court, and we weren't able to get it done then either. So at this point, I implore those that remain, if you do not believe that we are speaking on his behalf and these are his words, listen to Ms. Bundy's words that she expressed in that audio clip. Or find a way to get my cell phone number from those in the media and contact me directly. I'll be happy to FaceTime you. You can look me in the eye and we can talk man to man, see if you trust the message we are conveying, that it's authentic.
Is Bundy a felon?
And if that doesn't happen, I fear that the dialogue isn't going to continue. So feel free to make contact.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?